buddy. JLonghair here in the house. Hello. A dog and a squirrely. What? What? What I missed?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Brian? Welcome, everyone. DJ Longhair here in the house. Welcome to another MTG Roundtable. Today is going to be a little bit more chillax. There was one major thing that came up. I forgot to put in the thingamajig, and that would be PSA at GameStop. So I know that's a big deal to a lot of people. A lot of people are kind of concerned. Now, this does cross multiple platforms, not just Magic, because you have people coming in grading Pokemon, One Piece, and other games. So I guess it is a big deal. So we'll get into it. Let's say hi to some peeps here. KJ, how you doing, bud?
I'm guessing they're good.
Really good. He's so good, he's silent. Nice. He probably just said he's doing something.
He's too busy telling me to make myself bigger.
Oh, okay.
They always say that, don't they?
I was muted. I was saying, Jess, make yourself bigger. No, I was saying, I'm doing good. How are you doing, DJ?
I'm hanging in there, man. I was stoked. I know I probably should have done Card Shop last night or whatever, but I was trying to get with Dirty Red to complete a mission in the Star Wars, The Old Republic, and he was finally available. I was like, oh, no, we're jumping on this, man, because I needed the help. So now we're both stuck on the same level. So hopefully we'll meet up again and get that one done. Holy crap!
All you've done is bring somebody else up to your level of stuckness, so that you don't have you're not.
Oh no, he's a level 80. He's beaten everything. He just forgot how to beat this one level. Yeah, so it's like I'm stuck, and like he got further along than I did, and he did all the things, and he's still stuck. So we're like, bruh. Well, anyways. So stoked that we finally got that done. Little things. Pat, what's up, man?
What up, though? Hey, it's great to be here. As always, enjoy the conversations we have. Cheers to you. Bro, I've been snagging those ultraviolets as well. Zero sugar, all the flavor. That's where it's at. Get them purple drinks. Cheers to everybody. Thank you for having me. And I am so thankful for being able to be here and chatting with all y'all folks about not just MTG, but some of the other trading card games and, just enthusiastic products we get to have in that very little bit of downtime we have. So I really appreciate everybody for being here. And if you like it, make sure to hit that little thumbs up down below. It doesn't take you anything, but it helps DJ out a lot.
It sure does. Thank you. All right. Hail Wheeler, welcome back. We got to get you a rent since you're a channel now. But yeah, welcome. How you doing today?
I'm good. Running off the fact that LOLcal's Halloween Horror House has been released today. Well, up for pre-orders.
Nice.
So just gonna spend the last of my money getting my pre-orders in for that.
Nice.
Add that, my delivery arrived today, so I got my promo cards.
Oh, fun. Yeah, speaking of delivery, I have one of those things that scans your mail before you get it in the morning, right? And I had some cards ordered that shows that it came in yesterday. Well, I didn't get the mail yesterday, and it's nowhere to be found. So I'm like, oh, the same thing happened with our next person here. I'm working on something for you there so that you can post your linkage and all that fun stuff, Hellwheeler. Brian Giles, we both saw it. I show you the picture of that one bit of cards that you sent a while back that looked shredded. Never got them. And I got a picture that they had it.
I don't know whatever happened to that.
Yeah, wasn't you. It came. It was just they decided, nah, bro. You don't get it. So it's like, boo. Brian Giles, welcome. It's been a little bit since you've been on here. And here's your clip.
Have no fear, students. Because I am here.
That's right.
Indeed.
And welcome, sir. How you doing?
I am. Well, I'm kind of a little down right now because
Oh,
I've been watching this show called The Legends of Vox Machina because I
okay.
opted in on a a thing for Prime Video so I could watch stuff like Vox Machina, Invincible.
It's a good show.
And so some of the other things. And this, they're releasing the episodes of the show in 3-episode blocks. And the first episode was actually just kind of tragic.
Yeah.
And
Pause real quick, Brian. Hail Wielder, please type something into the YouTube chat so I can rant you.
And also, I love your flaming avatar. That is absolutely incredible.
I agree. For Halloween, Avatar is cool.
Oh, you already
Is
ran.
this the first time that people are seeing this avatar other than in use right now?
Bro, I'll be 100%. I'm usually blackout drunk. So, like, this is great. I love seeing this.
This is part of my new artwork that Mama Crem's making me. So it's not going to quite stay this way. The cats currently have shifted positions so that she could work on my outfit. But yes,
Nah, that's kind of the fun of it. You got to make it seasonal. I hope you have one for like Turkey Day. I know by your accent you might not exactly be localized to the rest of us here, but yeah, I could definitely see this be a thematic thing.
I think on Turkey Day she's just having figgy pudding or something.
I know she could be naturalized.
Yeah. Fair. TCGDude, welcome. How you doing, bud?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. The baby's down sleeping, so I'm utilizing my time wisely.
It's a miracle!
Don't speak too loudly. Right. We'll better keep whispers.
Right.
That's right.
We're here to talk about magic.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you're at right now, you're like,
so,
it's magic if the baby doesn't cry through the night.
That's right.
Really.
Yeah,
man,
right?
this is exciting, man. This is pretty much the last roundtable that I know I'll be on before Vegas. As though I will, I'm going to be in Vegas next Thursday, so I won't exactly have my setup here. I won't be at my battle station, but you never know. Might join in mobile. DJ, I mean, this might be spilling the beans or whatever, but. Are you going to be streaming next Thursday, or are you going to be prepping for Vegas?
Well, I guess it depends on what time we get there. I don't want to say it's completely off the table, but I would say probably not. And same for late night EDH, but I plan on streaming a lot. So you'll be catching us for sure. If I can run anybody by 5, then sure, we'll have an impromptu roundtable, but I think we'll probably just be barely getting into Vegas around 5. So that's kind of what's going on. Yeah.
To get to Vegas.
About 6 to 9 hours.
Ouch. I mean, I have no concept.
How are you fucking walking there, DJ?
Oh, so good.
9 minutes. I don't feel bad.
Not 9:30. Well, what was it? No, 8. Damn it. Oh, it was 8:27. Congratulations.
It takes
9 hours. How are you getting there?
Across the whole country,
bro. Right? Hell, like honestly, what's happening, DJ? Are you like hitchhiking the whole way? Is this an Uber?
We're driving in. Yeah, we're driving in. I mean, it's not exactly. I mean, if I had a power bar, I could get there in 2 minutes. But I don't really.
I think I could legitimately find you an Amtrak ticket faster than what you're doing.
I think my wheelchair might make it quicker.
With the flame powered, absolutely.
Wheelchair.
Yeah, realistically, with zero traffic, it takes about, from where I'm at, between 6 and 7 hours if there's any form of traffic. And of course, you're gonna have to stop a couple times. So
I was gonna say, let's not forget Del Taco stops. Let's not forget Del Taco.
Yeah, don't forget the Rudy Taco stops.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning, Dan. I can't get tacos at 1 o'clock in the morning.
The American Southwest, honestly, you cannot disregard some of our hardworking immigrants, and we absolutely love the work they're putting in. Thank you.
All right, let's say hi to some peeps in chat. We got Zombie.
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 No, stop it. We're going to get canceled. I've already done enough.
In my head, in your head.
Oh man, they're still fighting, bro. Anyway, where's this clip? The hell, Bob? Oh no. Z maybe under Z.
Oh, goodness. No, Benson's here. Quick, I got to log off. Sorry, guys.
I love
Hey,
that.
Zombie.
I am a zombie. I am a zombie. I am a zombie.
I am a zombie. I am a zombie. I am a zombie.
That's right. We got Brian Giles who is here. Hello. Baghead, what's up, man? You got to hit me up one of these days, man. Are you on? I think you're on Facebook, so hit me up there, or if you are in any of the Discords, let me know, bro. But welcome, brother. Backwoods Collector, what's up, man? Let me know if you need a link. You can hit me up, email, Facebook, or Discord.
And also,
All right.
let Pat know, are you a collector of backwoods cigars, or do you just live in the backwoods and you are a collector?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Wait, what are backwards cigars?
What's that?
What are backwards cigars?
Oh, they're blunt wraps, pretty much, but they actually come with filler. Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin Hine. Oh, we haven't played your clip in forever, bro. Okay, Kevin's clip should be right there. There it is.
This box I hold before you contains the cutest animal on the planet.
Ah, you tricked me. Ah, see what you did there.
Yes. No, if I stuck my leg out, dude, we'd be in debt and never get to Vegas. Here we go. Benson, what's up, man? All right, we said hello to all the peeps. Okay. So let's get into a topic that is pretty universal, as some people like to grade cards, and now it's widely acceptable. So there's some implications there that could be bad. The ease of use of being able to take it to a store, pay the 20 and then the 5 for the shipping to get a card graded. Pretty nice. Not a huge fan of GameStop, but I think for the convenience factor, that's a big deal. What do you think, Pat?
100%. I think this is honestly really reflective of the cryptocurrency market. I know I said the trigger word. That's not what this is about, but this is a new type of thing that you can give to GameStop that they see as value, and they will give you straight money for. So now you can turn in a trading card and it is worth money. And it's for a long time been reflective that Magic the Gathering and the cryptocurrency market have some sort of flux, but are both seen as like an alternative currency. And now that they're accepting PSA graded cards, whether it be Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, anything that PSA will in fact take in GameStops, I think this is a really big move as a solid base for the market. And it's interesting to see how they're valuing those. I think that's going to be the real pinpoint here.
Dude, okay, it's GameStop, Pat. Not to interrupt you, but
no,
it's
I
like,
think that's
you
a
go in
great
to sell
point.
your PSA $1,000 card if it's graded worth
Best I
$1,000,
can
right?
do is $10.
Right.
Yeah.
And
here's $20 cash or $30
Yeah.
trade-in. What a deal!
right. And I think that that's always going to be part of the compare is when we look at things. What up, Stooges? When we look at stuff like sales of a PSA graded card, whether it be on TCG Player, it is rare, but you do see them. If you see them on eBay, common enough. If you see them even through PSA, I believe they have a vaulting system so that you're able to buy directly through them cards that they have graded. There is now a new market at GameStop. And I know outside of the whole hullabaloo that they had a few years ago of people buying them at a short, I think this will probably breathe a new life into them. And I'm glad that they went with PSA.
You think it might breathe new life into GameStop?
Absolutely. More
oh,
so.
I don't know. I mean,
Have you been there to
GameStop
buy
just closed
an
down GameStop just closed down a huge handful of stores nationwide yet once again this month. GameStop is gonna die within the next 3 years, guaranteed. Right now, GameStop is making financial decision after financial decision that is killing their company. Also, like my GameStop, which just closed in my town, the only GameStop for like that I know of that that's within a reasonable driving distance in my part of Arkansas, has closed down because they weren't making any money.
So without impressing upon your opinion, I think that this is a benefit for that company and for Magic the Gathering players. I'd like to hear your and other people's opinion as well. Dan, is this a good thing or a bad thing for Magic?
I think for Magic, it's probably not going to matter. I mean, to be honest with you, it might be a better thing for GameStop for a temporary influx of new clientele. But I really don't think that it's going to help GameStop at all. And it's definitely not going to be matter to Magic at all because, GameStop being able to deal with it, being a dying company that's handling a media just to survive, I think is a poor decision all around.
Now, I don't think they're selling these cards in shops.
No, they're not.
That's right. Yeah, they're probably all pushing them online to corner that e-market.
Yeah, real quick, they are handling some expensive cards. I don't think they're going over 500. But basically the service, just so everyone's on the same page, there are going to be some GameStops that will have some PSA graded cards on hand. But if you've seen what they've had on hand, you're like, why are they charging $150 for a 25-cent common that they have graded at 9+? That's a whole different conversation. But anyways, what I was gonna say is hello to my Three Stooges, and we actually have a clip for him.
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
That's right, Lord Pepsi with a super chat. Thank you, sir. From Magic. Wait, what?
Oh, I was just giving a round of applause. I love that clip.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to share a screen about exactly what we were talking about from the site.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to share that in a minute. Well, Lord Pepsi, thank you for the super chat. Schadenfreude from MagicCon told you so moment. Wait, what?
Yo,
what?
bro. Schadenfreude is, imagine a fat person falling down a flight of stairs, and the first thing you want to do is laugh.
Gotta love Germans.
That's what Schadenfreude is.
Gotta love Germans.
Yeah.
As enjoying the pain of others, yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay. I now I kind of get it. I'm sorry. I was like, my brain does not want to function.
Avenue Q does a whole song about it.
Okay. I was just like, huh?
It's a great language, yeah. So we're looking here at GameStop's PSA graded cards, and again, market price 500, hard cap here, price high to low. It does in fact seem that, again, you can buy right online PSA graded cards with a hard cap of what seems to be 500. And surprising, I mean, 3 out of the 5 top 5 cards are all Magic the Gathering, Secret Lair Drop, Vault Boy, Cap Collector, Foil, PSA 10s.
Wow. So the service that they're offering here at GameStop is basically, I think, what was it? Magic was 20, and then some other services were 25, and then you would pay for even more if your card is valued more than 500. Now, here's someone that does a lot of grading, knows it for sure. Ed from Dullbrain. Bruh, how you doing, man?
Yo, what's up? How you doing, guys?
Welcome
Not
to the
much.
party,
I'm looking
bro.
for your clip, but yeah, man. What are you thinking about this GameStop-ness, bro?
I think it's
Yeah.
good for people in remote locations and for countries other than the U.S.
I hear that.
Okay.
I'm personally excited about it, consumer wise. Like, there's finally a retailer outlet, a major chain retailer that people can sell and buy graded cards from. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay. The sell and buy part, their prices are so far out of whack, especially in the beginning as their computers and whatnot are learning. You know what I mean? But the fact that they will submit for people, who are maybe hesitant or reticent to grade, that's a good thing. And more people exposed to grading is always a good thing.
for sure. I wasn't gonna bark up the tree of it's a great value proposition, but the opportunity is there. It's like having a pawn shop or not having a pawn shop. You know what I'm saying? Like
True.
Yeah. For convenience factor, I think it's pretty awesome because you fork out the $20 plus a 5 spot for the shipping, and you can just take it down somewhere. Hey, you think you have a card that's could be graded 8 to 10. You're like, sweet, you can just take it down to the GameStop, follow their instructions, send it in, and wait. You don't have to submit it. You don't have to send it in. You don't have to rely on the mail. The mail going into anyway. But yeah,
but look, those are all excuses I hear as to why people don't submit. In the end, none of those have ever been a hurdle for me. The mail has never lost a package to or from Beckett. It's like, I don't know why people are so worried.
I gotta say, the reason why I haven't sent any of my cards off to get graded, and I do actually have one now that I want to get graded, which is my latest special Dr. Diddle specs, because it's a 0 out of 50 card. But for me, it means selling it across the ocean. And I've lost so many packages across the ocean.
No, that's different.
I don't want to risk it.
I agree.
I want to get them graded.
No, I agree with across the ocean. Okay, I'm talking about within the United States, and I hear that it's just an excuse. Like I send all my cards through priority flat rate small boxes, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Well,
Lord Pepsi, another
I've
super
lost
chat.
some mail, and me and DJ were talking about the mail that has gotten lost in the system just earlier. That were cards. Although I think the first one was actually in a box, and that's the one that got stuck down there in Southern California, there by the border.
Oh man.
No, Brian, you make a good point. With some of the shipping problems people have, I think that might be something we've always dealt with, but will continue to be a problem in these more formats that are seemingly divided up in Magic the Gathering. As we're going to have to divide our card pools even further and further. The shipping issues we have with not just in America, but across the seas as well, this is going to be furthering a problem as well.
Yeah, real quick, Lord Pepsi, he's talking about the folly of the new commander system, and I like what he says here. The community-born format can't and shouldn't be tamed. Yes, I hear that.
That's a great point. Shout out, I see Bob's here, and that's what made me think of this. As we see more formats, in Commander Raids, a player-made format we have over on our channel, Cardboard Odysseys. If you haven't seen it, you certainly should. Check out some of the links below. I'm going to paste that in just a bit here. But it's a player-made format where every player at the board is on the same team versus a communal boss monster. Now, one of the things we've talked about for a long time is, do we ban cards? Because everybody is on the same side. There is a singular opponent. So it changes the way you read cards. So it really could deal with bans, but at the same time, because everyone's on the same team, we had to think hard and long about how to deal with it. And it came down, again, same thing Wizards did. Turn 0. You talk about what you want to get out of the game with the people you're playing with. And I think Wizards has pushed that a lot onto people, but I think that it has really been disregarded. The first time I played Commander with any human in a game store, I had the worst time I've ever played Magic. I had me and 2 other really new people versus a seasoned pub stomper with a Mindslaver deck.
Ooh.
Ew.
Right. Everybody had the same reaction I did much later on after realizing what I was in for. Turn 0 could have solved that years ago.
Yeah.
And that's much before Wizards of the Coast took over Commander format. So it comes down to really how you interact with other players and other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a lot how I interact with players of my Monday play group. Is that we have players that have EDH and we do a lot of turn 0 stuff. They, are you okay with me playing this deck? And some people there are okay, some people aren't. And there are a few of us there that don't have the competitive EDH deck, but we'll just go over to another table, play with another group. We have a good amount of people that we have playing in our play groups on Mondays, and it's
nice.
Having that turn 0 stuff really really allows us to interact with how we play the game.
Real quick,
What
we
up,
did find
Solar?
yes, I was getting there. But finally found Brian's and also Bob here. I'd rather have WotC grade all my cards before I open it.
I agree with that. Come on. That'll be
That's
so
an
much
interesting
simpler.
idea. That's
Right.
imagine that. Instead of Magic the Gathering 30, they sent you 1 pack of graded cards and they were all flat foiled and actually good looking.
Yeah,
or
right.
you could have when you bought them, you had the option of spending like an extra $10, $20, and instead of just getting the box, they then get the box and them graded. All at
Well,
once.
that's what Rudy's offering though, Hellwheeler.
Oh.
Is he's Rudy from Alpha Investments, now that he owns not PSA, but some BGS or subsidiary company, some second grade company, as it were. PCG, right? A second tier company. He is
Graded
now
master.
offering, yeah, exactly. So he's offering to people when they buy cards from him that he will grade the highest rarity cards. And as much as I dislike what he's doing, I really like it too.
Yeah,
Like
I think that's
yeah. You go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, real quick, Dill Brian found your clip finally.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
That's right.
Indeed, I am.
Oh, I like that. Degraded Masters. Ooh, that's
Degraded
tough.
Masters. Yeah. And I had Solar ready to go, and there it is, SolarGod. Woo woo.
SolarGod.
Obviously, that was not anywhere near Superfast Tortoise with that voiceover, but I just wanted to say, yeah. So the convenience I'm for, I think that's neat. If you are not familiar with grading or grading for the first time, this makes it super convenient. You can just go down to your local GameStop, granted that you have one, and submit. You're under $200 for the deal, or you can pay extra if you have a $500 plus card. I think $500 is the max they're doing there at the shop. But for employees there at GameStop, it's just an extra SKU. Oh, you did this. Okay, here's the package. Put it in here. All right, that would be $25. Whatever.
I don't know about that, DJ. There's a lot more details that go into grading.
No, I understand.
No, they don't have to grade it though, Ed. That's the secret. Like all they do is scan it, and it's coming in with the PSA QR code, and they're going to the site getting what the card is, and then their own software is like gauging value.
Not buying, submitting.
I'm just saying, when they submit it, there's more information that they're gonna have to enter. There's gonna be a lot more time. Employees aren't gonna like it. They're gonna need to be trained.
Okay. I hear that. Yeah. But still, for a regular old Joe who doesn't normally grade cards, they'll have their first experience going through GameStop because they can go down there, go get some used game that they were eyeballing, and I can go ahead and grade my Pokemon Charizard,
Again,
whatever, right?
It's a good thing, but again, you'll be paying a premium price for a premium service, as in somebody doing all the legwork for you. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you burning down a Swisher? Like, I just gotta ask, Ed. Like, are you playing like straight game? What are you doing? Playing on glass?
I'm smoking a bowl over here. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what's it at? How's he getting at it? I'm a join.
Well, this is why I keep hitting the mute button,
No, the service necessarily isn't to submit and then put on their digital shelves. No, just the service to get it graded. You pay the shipping because they're going to ship you the graded card.
That's the service, and that's a premium service. Having someone do all the legwork for you. You're going to be paying. That's all. I mean, it's a good thing. Whatever. It helps make it accessible.
Accessibility.
100%. I'm behind it. It's the same thing if you buy pistachios in the shell or shelled pistachios. You are paying an absolute premium for that service. Whether it's a dollar per ounce or $15 per card, there is definitely something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's people, a lot of people, especially, that don't have, or don't trust the mail. Like I have had the experience of not trusting the mail to be able to have something that they know that is reliable, that is nearby, and they're willing to, like Pat says, and Ed says, pay that premium price for, so that they can have the cards they have graded, so that they can put them up, for sale, whether it be on, GameStop's digital market, or whether they're selling them, through other means.
Brian, you make a great point. Buy local.
Hold on.
Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. It's still the mail, whether you're mailing it or GameStop's mailing it. And unless you're cheaping out on insurance, there's no reason to worry about the mail. If they lose your card, you get your insurance money. That's why you get insurance appropriately for these types of packages.
And that's in my thing is that I'm not financially endowed always to get that insurance. There's been times I've sent cards in just plain white envelopes with packaging, not even having the money to afford a bubble mailer.
Right.
I mean, if they're general cards, and that's sort of fine. But my problem is a lot of the ones that I actually would want to get graded are either my local test player ones, so they're very rare, or like the one I've just received. It's a 0 out of 50. That's the only one of that card about. So I can't send it off unless I can afford to do the insurance, and I can risk.
For big cards,
for big cards, but I think there is a company that then takes the risk of sending it, that is like affiliated or whatever with some of the big grading companies, so I don't have to do the risk of sending it myself.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
I think that there is, like Bob says right there, if you can't afford the assurance or mailers, you can't afford an expensive hobby like MTG. And I
Let
think
alone
it's one of
grading
those
MTG.
it's one of those pay to play. Like I got these Star Wars cards for free. Yeah, but it cost me $30 each to send them in the mail. And I've got $1,000 in that package. Of course, I'm going to spend the extra $25 to make sure that $1,000 gets to its destination.
Yeah, for sure.
And in all honesty, as a seller on TCG Player and on eBay, Twitter can speak to this. If you do not insure those packages, you are at loss. And I understand that it is definitely a premium to do so, but you've got to do it. And like DJ has said, you talk to the federal government and you get your money back because you present that receipt. And if you do not have that paper slip, you say, I was at this store at this time, I paid with this credit card, ending in these 4 numbers. Please give me a receipt for that date. Here's my receipt. I want my money back. It costs more money, but yes, you're insured. It's an assurance. You're able to say,
if you're not insuring it appropriately, why are you even grading? Like, what are you doing? You know,
right? You're taking the risk, an unwarranted risk.
It's like weird to go like overboard and like protective and grade a card, yet to just send it out with cheaper insurance. Madness.
Yeah, but that insurance is taking away in some form the value for which the card you are grading it.
Yes, absolutely. You are losing 3% because you're insuring your high valued cards. But when you have one order of $500 not insured and you lose everything, all of your margins are absolutely fucked. Like that, it's hard to say it like that, but I cannot sugarcoat it.
Hold on, guys. He does kind of have a point, though. Now, granted, it's still through USPS, and it could be lost, whatever. But going in and seeing a person take your card, run it through the system, do what they got to do the grading. On a simple level, it's just kind of assuring. It's not a set thing, but it's assuring because you're like, oh, okay, well, GameStar's got the card.
Opening your mail at the border. You have somebody that you can go to that can give you some sort of payback for if you send it there, even if you have insurance, you're just getting back your insurance. You're not going to get back your card. With something like with GameStop or whatnot, you're going to have somebody that's going to track. It's going to be dedicated to tracking down what happened to that card, why it happened, and get a response. Because they don't want to have to pay you back money. That's their whole thing. They want to make sure that their service happens. And they keep their money.
Brian, but you could do that yourself as well. There's a whole tracking process while the cards are being graded.
If your card gets stolen by somebody who's a disreputable mail carrier, that doesn't help you.
Half the time I'm going to make a statement. Half the time that mail gets lost and it's a theft situation, it's not the mail carrier that's taking your package. Now I have the special person in my neighborhood who's kind enough to check my mail for me and not give it to me.
I was going to say the shoe with coupons or the pretty package from Slamazon.
I mean, this
why
person
am I not
checks,
getting my Jack in the Crack coupons? What the hell?
I mean, particular porch pirates are a good problem, a big problem with getting things. And a good majority of the time, by the time it's delivered, by the time it's marked delivered as well, you're less likely to get your insurance money back because of porch pirates. Now, unfortunately, depending on the carrier, that can be an issue. I've had a few issues with deliveries in the past, particularly with some of my collectibles. And you guys have heard about me complain about it on this show a few times, where I've had the porch pirates and I've tried to deal with the insurance and they're like, oh, no, it's been marked as delivered. And when you live in an area like mine, I live in a ghetto, and they take a picture of when it's delivered to your door. When you have these things, and by the time it's delivered to your door, and there's a picture taken of that, or it's marked as delivered or signed as delivered, you're not getting that insurance money back, even if it wasn't you that signed it. That is a loophole in the rules, and it's not about the mail carrier.
Unless you can prove that it wasn't your house that it was delivered to.
Yeah, but if it was delivered to your house and then just stolen by your ghetto ass neighbors, you're still out any money that was supposed to be delivered to you. And it was delivered to you. And within 30 seconds, somebody without a good job came to your house and stole it. Like,
look. I would argue if you're getting expensive things delivered to you in a neighborhood like that,
be there
to get a PO box.
Sign on delivery.
It's not that expensive to get a PO box.
Yo, PO box. Let the government.
Let's answer Kevin Hines' question. So here's the deal. You bring your card that you want graded. Here's the charges. And they're going to submit it to PSA. So you bring in your cards, $15.99. Right?
They're going to charge you to do the work for you. Okay, you show up.
If this includes the grading fee, though.
What's the pro? It says free shipping for pros.
If you're like a paying subscription member to their monthly service, you are a pro.
I would argue.
I think it's $25 a year.
I would argue
for the pro thing. Yeah,
that this has potential to lose your card more so than just submitting.
Really?
It yourself.
Okay.
Bro, have you ever dealt with GameStop? Yeah.
You're going through another system where they're batch submitting. What's to stop someone? Like, what if there's 3 different copies of the card you're sending in getting submitted in their giant order at the same time? Are you going to be sure that the one you get back is yours? I don't know.
Right. Yeah. But the issues outside of mail theft and mail issues, you can go into the store, you get to see a face. If you're not familiar with grading or do your own grading and so on and so forth, it's just kind of assuring on a retail level that you can actually go and see somebody behind your card too. Not saying that guarantees anything at all, but
on the surface, it's a good
on the surface,
it's a good pat to the head and just like, oh, this is easy and fun. But it's just more complications, and it's something you could do for yourself and cheaper.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew somebody who took a day off of work just so we could work from home, right? So we could pick up a graphics card that was getting delivered to his house. Same deal here. If you have the investment to get $1,000 graded card delivered to you, be there, sign on delivery. I honestly take the precautions. Like, if you're dealing in this, be that person. Tuck in your shirt. Make those decisions. Do the work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like,
no, I understand that.
It's tough, but I don't feel that bad about this.
Mm-hmm. So Ed, you have issues with this. The other issue that comes up is that, what about them submitting fake cards? Because the guy behind the counter really doesn't care. He's just worried about getting gas in his car to get to work next week, in some cases.
Look, I'm sure it'll make it easier for people to submit fake cards, because if you're submitting fake cards, your account will get banned and blocked, right? But if you're going through GameStop, how are they tracking? Are they tracking you? And are they saying, oh, Johnny, fake cards, you came in here before, you're not allowed to grade any cards.
They had your credit card and the information that you submit.
So what if you pay in cash, and what if you have a fake ID?
And if you're going that far, you're spending more money than you're getting out of it.
Going that far? Are you kidding me? The lengths
to make
that
up
counterfeiters
up and have a fake.
Agreed. Counterfeiters go a huge length.
Do you know the lengths that the lengths that people go to get like big cards in counterfeit and in actual slabs? It's ridiculous, Brian. It's a
that's the weird thing about it, though, Ed, is like if they're sending so for me, just looking at the numbers here, looks like you're saving $5 by going through GameStop. You're saving 20% because instead of a single card to PSA for $25, you're sending it for $20. Cool. Even if you're a rando, you're saving $5. So if you submit a fake and go through the work of it, it's going to go through PSA. It has to be up to PSA to grade it. If they are doing their diligence as the actual company here, if they're the ones certifying all these cards, then we're not relying on GameStop for this. It is just about the clerical work of whose account do we go with.
So okay. Yes and no, Pat. There's a lot of shenanigans, right? You know, there's one thing going around where people will buy an expensive card. They'll crack it out of the case, keep the label, resubmit it, get it in a fresh case with the same grade, right? Then they'll take that label and take a fake card and put it in a fake slab. Now you have two cards with the same grade. And that is something that's easily achievable. This is what I'm saying. If there's a will, there's a way. And in a more complicated system, you're creating more loopholes for people to do such
So are you
things.
suggesting that I do not buy graded cards in the future?
I
Don't do
suggest
proxies. Ban proxies. I've said this from the beginning. Proxies are what's gonna kill
even outside of proxies, though, like just the idea of grading cards, because now there are going to be many more.
It's the problem that's been in coin grading. It's a problem with a lot of things. You just got to know your shit, man. You can't just go in willy-nilly.
Agreed.
But there are so many Timmies out there that are going in this.
You're damn right there are. And you know how many Timmies lost their money during this bubble? Like the amount of stupid money that got thrown at all these low-end cards until Devi excavations, and now these cards are 10% of what they were. It's like, I mean, talk about Timmy Nation. Yeah, I know there's Timmies out there, but like, I mean, there's got to be something to protect Timmys. But, you know, really, it's really about learning. That's all I can say.
Right. And if you don't learn how to identify it before you've even sent it, and by the time you get it back and you're like told, oh, we can't do this, this is a fake, it's a counterfeit, it's a proxy, whatever you want to call it. And by the time they could get around to that, and most of these companies, they're going to shred counterfeits by the time they get it to the, so you're going to be going, oh, well, I sent you a card. No, you sent us a fake, you sent us a counterfeit. And if you're a Timmy, quote unquote, if you're a Timmy, you deserve to have lost whatever money you put into that. You deserve that loss. You deserve that loss if you're that Timmy. That's if you're that simple and you're not checking your cards when you purchase it. I made a purchase last year for some Pokemon cards, and I've complained about this on the stream as well, that a good 3/4 of it were fake. I spent $100 on Pokemon cards.
I had the same problem.
3/4 of which were fake.
I'm looking to try and get some of the older packs for the Pokemon cards, because as much as it's nice opening what's easy and available, I want to be able to have the whole set. You know, I want all the cards from. I'm a collector more than a player, so I just want all the different variations. So I'm looking for one of the old boxes, find one, but next thing I know, it arrives and I've got a box. You know, it's a full booster box. It's like 36 packs or something. Open the first
full
pack.
of G.I. Joe cards. Yeah.
So now I've got a box of 35 packs of fakes. Like, I know for a kid they'd love it, but then do I sell them on or give them out to a kid or something? So they've got them to play because they want to have fun. But then there's the risk of down the line, that's a whole bunch of counterfeit cards.
Yeah, or do you just bin them and take the loss?
But I feel I feel so wrong just binning perfectly good, you know, product. It's nothing. It's not broken. It's not unreadable. It's just a fake.
It is broken.
But is it perfectly good product?
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. I'm stuck on that bit of I don't want to throw it because visually I can't see a reason.
Well, that's the problem.
And it's hard to throw away.
Yeah.
Well, those are fakes, and I think there still needs to be that line of like fake versus proxy. Like the proxies I play, you flip them over, and it's got a picture of Rick and Morty. When you flip over those cards, it looks like a real card.
You're
The only
doing
way I could
you're
tell
doing
with these
proxies the
ones
right way though.
is-
A lot
Right.
of
There's
people,
proxies and there's fakes. Those
these
are
these
fakes.
are
And I'm
definitely
sorry,
fakes.
girl.
These are definitely fakes. But I'm just
Yeah.
stuck between: do I give them to this kid I know that likes to play and likes to have them, but it still ends up with the potential down the line that kid can then sell them off and they then enter into the stock.
Coach's
Right. And
Magic
then
has a
your
good
local
suggestion.
gaming store has a problem.
I don't
And
think
you
we
feel
actually
like you're
have.
part of it.
We don't
Yeah.
really
Any
have a
fakes
gaming store
willingly
like you
passed
guys.
off, like you've contributed to more fakes being in the
Exactly.
pool out there. That's all, you
So
know.
I'm
And
just at the
do a
moment.
coach
I'd
test.
say keep
sitting in the
them.
corner.
Personally, if it were me, girl, right? I'd keep them. I'd have them in my circulation. I would let my friends that interact with those physical objects know they are not real cards, or at least I highly suspect these are fakes. I don't think these are real cards. They don't have made up words. They're intending to be the real thing, but are not. These
Yeah,
hold
the only
no.
thing these ones fail at is
The
the
intrinsic
torch.
value is that we get to play with them. Maybe you open them with your friends and you
what
have a
Coach
good
says
time.
is a
You
good
know,
point.
you buy a fancy bottle of wine and you invite 2 or 3 of your close friends that enjoy the hobby with you, and you say, hey, these are made up cards, but we can still have fun. Let's get a little bit tipsy, won't fall out the chair, let's have a good time, but like go wild with it. And then when we're done, if you want them, put them on your shelf and think of them as your own thing, but bin the rest. I personally would not interact outside of the entertainment aspect
Yeah.
because you paid for that and you deserve it.
Again,
But
more rules.
they're certainly not entering my collection, like my
Let-
my folder with all my lovely ones, because they don't deserve to be there.
That's right.
Let's acknowledge what Coach's Magic has pointed
Yes,
out to
please.
us.
Thank you. Go ahead.
You can mark the back of every front of the card with a stamp that says fake on each card, or even better, if you're going to do proxies, and you can do it like Patty McPat suggested by having Yu-Gi-Oh on the backside of your Magic card or something. Obviously it's not a Magic card. It's not going to get mixed up with the sale of your cards when you're like, okay, I'm done with Magic, I'm going to sell everything off. It's not going to sit there and dupe somebody in the future. There are right ways and wrong ways to do proxies, and I think that Coach's Magic has pointed out the right way.
That's what I'm talking about. Pat's making a good point about the proxies, making proxies like that. But too many times I've seen proxies made up like real Magic cards, and some that look even better and lay even flatter
So
than
you've seen good fakes.
the real thing.
So
With
you've
the
seen
foils.
good fakes. You've seen proxies and you've seen good fakes, and you've seen the line. And I think you're realizing that there is that definition in the sand of I don't want to play on that side. And I think because we all see value, monetary value in cards, that there has to be that definition of a real card, a fake card, and a proxy.
I think I agree with Coach's Magic. Definitely, if you come across a fake card and it isn't evidently labeled as fake, you get a pen and just write across the back fake. That way you are always going to remember that's a fake card. I don't want to sell this off or whatever.
And if you're worried about it, there's ways to check. Rip it in half to see if it's the appropriate kind of paper.
That's
or
right.
Jess has another way.
Perfect.
Jess insists on her not ripping a card in half by using a torch.
That works for the English
right.
Pokemon ones. It doesn't for the Japanese, unfortunately, because they are thinner. They use a slightly different one, but the English ones are just thick enough that, the inside bit, if you shine a light through it, it won't go through. Oh,
okay. So here's a printed proxy.
A little further away.
So it looks good on the front.
No sleeve.
Right?
No sleeve. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, there it is. And I love that. That's a great presentation. Right away what you're getting.
That keeps
However,
knowing it's a Magic the Gathering card.
Here's another situation for you. You're let's say you're in a relationship and your significant other, you break up or they get mad, and you do print like the old school method used to be. You get a printer you cut it out and paste it to a land or whatever, right? So this one is some crappy common card, right?
Oh,
So,
nice. Yeah.
So this is the old method, and of course it had the magic back. Now the problem is that the girlfriend or your significant other goes and sells your stuff, even though you know that you had a bunch of proxies. They don't know. It gets out in the market, and people get pissed because they bought seeing, oh, look, that's a worm coil. Can't really see it too well in the picture of what you're selling. But, if you saw this little, this right here, obviously that gives it away. But, you have to know what you're doing. You look at it, go, oh, look, there's a worm coil engine. And, you're seeing it for approximately like here, depending on their camera. And then when you get it, you just bought a bunch of fakes and counterfeits. So this is a proxy.
A few in my
but
in the flea market, man. I find them from time to time. I come across fakes, not proxies, but fakes.
Yeah, these are utterly and completely fake. Haley had picked it up because she saw some card. It's like, oh, that's $40. Boom, instant buy. She sent it to me after she bought, and I'm like, wait, those don't look right. And it's it just looks like it's a couple. I'm like, no, I don't know. So we get it. It's a bunch of lands, and like, why you would proxy this, I don't know. But there you go. There's a proxy. But from a certain distance, it looks real, but it is totally fake. Like, in that your significant other that sold off your crap doesn't know. So they have that excuse, but then they're circulating these bad cards in the market. That's the problem. But like, this one's obviously fake. I mean, obviously, even someone who doesn't know can tell that this is fake. But hey, it still got sold. She did get her money back and let us keep the cards, but still, that was just like, that wasn't an intentional. But there's people that do that intentionally too. So that's what really sucks. But anyway, I just want to show that off.
It reminds me of like clocks from the 1800s. If people wanted to fake them, certainly they could. If they wanted to make another clock in the same art style, they certainly could. You would just have to have the diligence as a buyer to know the difference. And it's tough to say that in a hobby that I wish was more transparent and easy to navigate, but increasingly so, it's clearly not.
See, there is a rule we had back when I started first playing Magic, back in like 90, 93, 94 and whatnot, is that, at the card shop, we had a rule about proxy. Because even then, the Power 9 and stuff were still super expensive at the time of release of late 3rd edition, early 4th edition, Ice Age, whatever, that we had a rule that you could not use a proxy in the shop or in play unless you could produce or have proof, or the shop had proof that you owned the actual physical card.
Like somebody's going to bring their entire card collection to a shop on game day. Some people I've seen people come on game day to shops and they have totes. And my local comic book shop that does Magic, I've seen the shop owner go, no, you can't bring a whole tote of cards in my shop. And any shop that's allowing you to do that, power to you. But a lot of shops are going to say, no, just bring what you're going to play today. Yeah, and then from there, the shops it's not the shop's responsibility to have your cards on list of what has been verified as real. It's not the shop's responsibility.
Well, again, the game was much smaller back then. Nowadays, it is.
We're talking now, though.
Much larger.
We're talking modern day, 2024, October 17th.
Hold on, I'm building a deck to take to Vegas, and I'm going to be proxying a couple of Badlands that I have graded, and I'll be bringing them with me to prove that I have them in my deck. Same thing with the Juzams that I'm putting in my deck.
Why?
Fair.
Why? No, not fair. I want to know why. For what reason do you need to prove to other people during that event that you have real cards somewhere else?
that is how I approve of proxies. That's how I know of
Mm.
proxies. This is how I've dealt with proxies. And
Okay,
this is
so
how
it's
I
to
will
make you
continue.
feel okay, not other people.
It
It's
is
not for an
my
event or a
standard.
tournament.
It is my standard, not others.
Now,
But-
when you get to the table and you pull out your deck, it's me, you, TCGDude, and Hellwheeler, and we're all like, we're pulling out our decks, and you say, "Oh, I have the real cards," and we all say, "I don't give a shit," and you put them back.
I wouldn't pull them out. That's the thing. I'm not pulling them out to just like whip them out. It's so that I know that I have them, and if there's ever a question, I have them.
Yeah,
Has
yeah. If
anybody
someone's
ever
like,
called you on it? Have you ever been to a game and been like, "Hey, man, I really would love to turn cards with you. I got some fire here," and you put it on the table. Has anybody ever been like, "Do you have the real one? Is that a proxy? Is that a fake
Back
card?"
in the day, I
No,
had
no, not back in the day. 2010 plus.
Okay, so you know
let
what?
him talk.
I
Let him
haven't
talk about it.
made proxy decks since back in the day. And
Yeah,
I had
Coach
the
has it here. Yeah,
cards. I had them, and you know, I wrote on some basics. What are you gonna do?
yeah, exactly. It has.
Yeah, thank
Well,
you,
that.
Coach. This
Yeah.
is this is where I'm coming from in this perspective. Like, you know, there was a time when it was like build your deck. It doesn't matter, like having money, whatever. If you're smarter, you can use jank to win. It's not about having the best, most
Okay, so
expensive
do
freaking
you feel
cards.
bad about having Google Maps? Do you want to print out MapQuest directions every single time and have like 3 pages of how to get to my grocery store?
Oh,
Like
but I love having to follow the Google Map piece of paper, and then you drop it on the floor while you were driving, and then you'd be
I
like,
used to like you, Hellwheeler. Like,
oh, I hated it before my sat nav. I would I'd take a wrong turn, and then I'd be
but
like, where
I
on
mean,
my list am I now?
I
I
mean,
don't
even
know where.
overseas, like you guys are probably net decking too, right? Like you guys have solved standard in the same week we did.
Twiddler. I wonder if there's a market for graded proxies. Yeah, buddy.
Bro, honestly,
Yeah,
there are
1p.
some proxies I have seen that are better than Secret Lairs, hands
Oh
down.
yeah.
I have
Yeah.
seen entire decks, 5 to 10 full Warhammer 40K decks that are better than Wizards of the Coast or Games Workshop ever thought about. And that's
Yeah.
one of the things is I love the front, I mark the back.
There
Yes.
is a market for graded, well, not graded proxies, but there is a market for proxies. And
High quality, absolutely.
last time we had this conversation about proxies, I decided to look online because we had this conversation with a few other people, and the proxy conversation has been heating up over the last couple of weeks. And I looked online.
Last couple of years.
Well, since I've been like in your guys' circle, the last couple of weeks have been very hot for proxy conversation. And so I looked online, and there are stores, and I guess this Magic's going to be putting a stop to it, but stores that do make their own proxies and put their logos on it and make them. And some stores that do their store events are making the proxies with the event specific date on it, so you can't use it again. And people collect those mom and pop store proxies.
Yeah. Well, guys, let's see. Stigmata. See so trivial an argument. Well, back in the day, though, wasn't it just you took a land card and wrote, I have Judgment Day now. I wrote on it. That it wasn't like full blown, full art, whatever proxies. So it's a different thing. Yeah. Sneak into your dad's office, print out scans of your cards, and glue them to mana. Yeah, exactly. Like I showed you there. That was the old school method. They printed it out, glued it to a land or some cheesy common, and you played it.
So that was one of the issues, Coach. That was. I have a YouTube channel, right, about Magic the Gathering. So as you can imagine, I have access to a lot of Magic the Gathering cards. So when I play with my local pod, who does not have tens of thousands of Magic the Gathering cards in the room they're sitting in, it's difficult for them to have the same type of deck building experience I do. So we had made an agreement after realizing that it was not worthwhile for everybody to pay to play, that if we all made an agreement of a cap, we had a monetary value of $500 on Mox Field. If you had a deck over $500, you couldn't proxy that deck. No matter what it was comprised of, we wouldn't want to play with you. Because for so long in Magic the Gathering, the power of a card was intrinsically tied to the price of it. So there was, as Bob's saying here, a paywall to certain cards, similar to point value in CEDH in Commander for Canadian Highlander, right? What they're trying to do with the new formats possibly going forward is a point value for cards, and it was a price value for us. And when I want to print out a deck, no matter how much it costs, if it's a proxy deck, it's going to be $40. So it comes down to like the turn zero conversation again.
Let me ask you this. When did it become paywall, pay to play, instead of goals to reach?
When
And
I
something to
first started
strive
the game,
for?
Ed, in 2004, when I first started the fucking game, when I started then, it was the same exact issue. I just didn't know it was a problem then, and I don't think you did either. If you had
No,
4
when I
Black Lotuses
started,
when you started,
when I
like,
started, it was something to strive for, to improve my deck.
right,
It
but
wasn't
improve your deck if
something.
you had all the money like you
It
did now.
wasn't a
If you
paywall to me. It was more of like, something to work for.
so right now it's not a paywall either. It's just something to work for.
I mean, I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
That's why it's not a paywall.
94 was paywalled for sure.
No, if it wasn't a problem then it is not a problem now. If it
If I was
was at
building
all
a
a problem
deck,
then, it's less of a problem now.
if I was building a deck, I would go after it in a way that is like work and not a paywall. It'll take time. I don't understand what happened to the grind.
Yeah, right. Like you work
Did you
hard to get
want
that.
one deck or did you want like 10 decks at the time? Because Commander wasn't a thing where you didn't
Yeah,
have
but
like, this is my
I know
main
it's
play.
totally different. I'm agreeing with you that it's different now. I'm
And
asking,
again,
when
this
did
is
it become
Connecticut boy
like
to
this?
Connecticut boy. Like, this is just like, I love you and that's why I fight with you. Like, this is appreciation, not
Pat,
like degradation.
Pat,
No,
you're
I
more like
get it.
Connecticut boy closer to New York than he
I
is Connecticut boy.
No, I say wicked way too much to be that side.
But you're
East side for life, son.
I lived in New York for 27 years, or well, even
all
more.
I'm saying is, Pat, like when I lived in New York, right? Like everybody in New York was as blunt as you are, like in comparison. You're more New York with your bluntness than you are Connecticut. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, I love it. I ain't gonna hate that. Yeah, I hate that place. Yeah, both of them. I'll fight you.
Yeah, put them all. Put them all.
I was literally just like aiming at you. I had 2 hands in the air, Dan.
Right. Yeah, dude.
Well,
Crazy.
it's aspects. These are all facets of a beautifully and impoorly cut gem that is Magic the Gathering. Like, there are so many ever-changing cuts into this game, whether it be, Brian Cox, whether it's, Harmon Wright. There are so many different hands. Amazon's coming in. That's a whole new beam of light shining a new aspect on this game. GameStop's coming in, a dying company that was a meme stock. Is it again going to be a meme stock? Like, this is very interesting and an ever-changing game that we're all involved in. And again, thank you everybody in chat. Thank you everybody here live with us. If you like the channel, hit the like. If you want to see more, do the subscribe.
Much appreciated. Yeah, it will. Ed, I appreciate you coming in on this. This is obviously a more in depth conversation for this. It's not just a simple thing. Getting your cards graded. This is for as far as this goes. I think it's a good thing that you can actually go in and see someone. Is it and present your card. If you're new to grading, this is interesting. This makes it more accessible. If you're already grading, you'll do it yourself and save the money, right? So, or at least do it right. However, right, Ed?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like the fact that it makes it more accessible to a lot of people.
Yeah,
If you're
I like
in the
that, yeah.
United States, though, you should just think twice about it. That's all.
Yeah, good call.
What comes to mind with me, and this is back, when I first started getting into YouTube and watching, before I even started watching actual, any of you guys, I was following this guy named Leonhard, which many of you guys may know is a guy that has been opening up Pokemon cards for a long time. And there was one time that he had sent in some graded cards to be graded. Now, admittingly, he lives in Texas, and he could have gone down to BGS, but he wanted to have them sent to California and graded there. And no, he lived near Beckett. Yeah, it was Beckett, and he wanted to send him the other grading company. I can't think of the name of it right now.
If you've ever driven in Texas, you would understand why he just sent it in the mail.
No, Brian's saying he sent it to PSA instead of walking it down to BGS.
Yeah, no, 100%.
He's had videos where he's actually literally drove down to BGS and put it in and waited for their on-site grading. But he sent these cards off to the other company, and they disappeared for 6 months in the mail. He thought he had lost the cards first. This was like first edition,
but
Charizard.
There was a time, okay, it depends when he sent it. There was a moment during COVID where everyone.
This was like I guess it was just at the beginning of COVID. Before the big backup happened.
People were sending in millions, and they moved at the same time. Like people's orders were delayed by more than a year in some circumstances.
And I mean, to your point, though, like it sounds like if it was not insured to the appropriate value, then it was a mistake.
Because he had done this many times before.
Well, not just that it was done many times before, so he felt
the
secure.
insurance doesn't matter in this situation, Pat. It's just in the ether.
The timing.
It's in processing. That's basically
it just disappeared in the mail. It went into the ether, and it was like gone. Nobody knew what happened to it. And then 6 months later, it shows that they graded, they sent it off, and it never reached back to them. They're sending it. It got sent off, and it never reached its next destination until 6 months later.
All right, guys. This has been amazing. I think we need to really address this and make this the whole point of the show. Ed actually sent me a really informative video from Lionheart, and I think we should dissect that video and get into it because they actually go into the whole process, which is very interesting. Talking about submitting a fake and real cards and all of that. It's pretty in depth. I think we should get into it. So the question I have, Dan, can you open up a notepad or something?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So
I just want to say, hey, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave.
Snapples.
Okay, I got a note.
It was just there. All right, beautiful. There you go.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget to sign up for the election. I don't care what your fucking opinion is. Just make sure you express it in the ballot. I don't want to hear it. Just do it somewhere. Just do it somewhere.
Yeah, Jesse.
Well, I have different thoughts on that, Pat, but that's something for another chat.
Yeah, we'll do that somewhere else. Yeah.
No, what we need to do is we need to pick on the Brit and make the Brit sign up for the election because they don't.
Exactly.
We can't.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, more illegal immigrants. That's what we need. Yeah, is that what you wanted to hear? Yeah, I was trying not, Russ. I was doing it.
Yeah. No, Richie Dove says I vote for Pat. There you go. He's gonna.
Oh, dude, honestly, straight up, I have been thinking about running for local government, and I know it sounds like bullshit, but I know 2 legislators, and they have legitimately said, "Pat, you should be one of us." Like,
God save us all.
Yeah,
dude, I have talked with Bernie Sanders. Like, no jokes. Like, I have no kidding talked about socks with Bernie Sanders in person.
Nice.
Bernie Sanders is a figment of our imagination. He
was
created for memes. I've seen all the memes, and there's no other picture of Bernie Sanders other than him sitting in a chair someplace random. I don't think that Bernie Sanders actually
the worst part is, have you ever talked with a homeless person before? It's like that, except they're in a full dress suit, and it's like, why does everybody else respect this guy?
Fair.
Yeah. I live. Let's travel right along, DJ.
Yes, please. Trying to avoid all that, and we went from proxies to getting animated, and now we're back to politics. Oh boy.
Also, Dan, I love you. Yeah. No homo.
That's right.
I love you, full homo, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Bring it. I will be Little Spoon. I want to see that action. Yeah, hit this. If you're a $5 a month member, we'll talk more about this later.
That's right.
I got a $5.
So speaking
member.
of $5 foot long, let's go. Anyways, hey guys. So the title of this was, of course, what do you want to see from MagicCon? So bringing it back to that. I know.
Bringing it back.
Bringing it back. Anyways, so in chat right now, you can see I'm scrolling down at the bottom. I need you to come back after the live and type in Vegas. We're doing a fun giveaway here from MagicCon. So make sure you guys do that. Come back, comment Vegas to get in on the giveaway. But also, what do you guys want to see from MagicCon? Let's start off with Pat. Pat, you've been to cons before, so you're very familiar.
100% surprised you. I'm 100% surprised you fielded it to me first. What do I want to see from MagicCon?
I know. Hey, positive, negative. Let's go.
I would like to see less, and honestly, that I really think is the big thing. There are so many sets coming up. Yeah. One of the best strategies that Magic the Gathering and Wizards of the Coast in general could do at this point is make us anticipate the sets coming up. Yeah. Too often do we have early releases, right? We get information too early where we're accessed to what's going to be coming in the set. Final Fantasy is coming next year. Marvel's coming next year. Those are huge releases. Along with that, they're going to have more standard products for us. I want to be right at the last minute. So I constantly will pre-purchase products on Amazon, wait for the entire set to come out with spoilers, and then cancel the product because I don't think it's good. I don't want that to be my new standard. I want to know what Evan, what Twiddler, what MTG Attitude have as well for thoughts on that. Do you guys want to be excited at the last moment, not knowing what's in a product? Or do you want to know every single card before it comes out and then buy it or not?
I think a lot of people want to know the cards that come out because that determines whether they want to buy the set. Waiting till the last moment. I mean, in my day, we didn't have any of this whole leaks and releases thing.
No, but
the
not in your day, Brian. Going forward, do you want me to tell you this is a spooky set? Are you interested? This one's got little furry critters. Are you interested? I'm not going to tell you the cards. I'm going to tell you the type of product you're getting. That's going to that's my thought going forward.
Give me any information as to how I want to buy.
No, that is the information that I'm giving you on how you want to buy.
About earlier, people look at these cards in terms of that monetary value, and they're looking at what type of not only what type of reprints we're getting, but what type of new and powerful cards are we getting that are going to generate value going forward.
Well, that's so I'm with Evan on this. Honestly, Brian, personal opinion, and it's not that I discredit yours. I just have a different opinion. And I gotta say, I agree with Evan here. I like getting a taste of just a handful of cards and then some spoiled artwork, no details, no further descriptions. I want to have that, I knew going into Duskmorn, this is a retro horror set, kind of like late 1980s, Stranger Things stuff. I knew right away, I don't want anything to do with this. Same thing with Outlaws at Thunder Junction. Oh, this is Magical Cowboys. I don't want to play this game. Bloomborough? Oh, Bloomborough. These cute little
Wait. You telling me Cowboys can't be magical? You telling me Cowboys can't be magical?
It's not that they couldn't be, Dan. It's that's not the Magic I wanted to play. But when I saw Bloomborough, you see my little picture here. It's an adorable Pomeranian dressed up as a 1930. This is an old Victorian school Duchess, right? This Victorian. Is gorgeous. This is what I wanted from Bloomborough, and I got it. And that's why I liked it so much. So you have to play how you're going to pay. Think about it right here. A full set of Care Bears or
pause the Care Bear talk. Ed's got to go. All right, Ed. Thanks for showing up. And before you go, real quick, you're going. But if you took yourself out of you going, what would you want to see from MagicCon? If you weren't going and you were looking for coverage of it, what would you look for?
I mean, I'm always looking for the new sets, but not so much the new sets as when they announce Booster Fun or when they announce the bigger type things like that. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, so latest breaking news, obviously.
The biggest news, yeah.
Yeah, bet. All right, well, thank you for answering that. Dan, write down big news. Awesome.
I put newest and biggest news. Newest and biggest.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, Ed. Always a pleasure having you, brother.
All right, take care, guys.
Oh, also, Ed, before you go, I'm coming down again for Thanksgiving. I am going to see you.
Okay.
Whether you like it or not.
No, so DJ, you laugh, but I work for the fucking government, so I do know where you live, Ed. Love you, buddy. Have a great night.
Later, guys.
All right, have a good one, man. All right, so let me change the question to Brian. Brian, you're a Magic player, man. What do you want to see from MagicCon?
Well, I know that you probably can't really do it, but I would love to have, I don't know, my thing is playing the game. I love playing the game. I would love to have something akin to a late night EDH game with people that aren't, part of the community, people that you've met, playing live in that game with me, so I can have kind of the experience of being, experiencing other people that we normally have playing a game of Commander, because that would excite me the most.
That's fair. All right, cool. So gameplay, or EDH gameplay,
And being able to get some goodies. One of the things that that has been on my wish list since I started the game and have never gotten one is an original Melissa Benson Demon Dragon.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
That was one of my Melissa Benson has been one of my favorite Magic the Gathering artists since I began, and I would love to have a piece of her artwork, whether it be the Shivan Dragon card, any type of or something.
Well, PM me that name.
Because
because
I just put in the list artwork.
Yeah, put that name. Maybe if I run across them, that'd be cool. For sure. Remember, enjoy Magic the Gathering in a healthy way. Don't make it Magic the Sickening. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you're right, Coach. You're right.
Be full on Twiz for Garbage Spell Kids Secret Lair. Oh, that'd be dope.
I gotta say, I don't disagree with that. I think some of the more fringe stuff fits perfectly, and they did in fact do My Little Pony Secret Lair, The Walking Dead Secret Lair. I think some of those are the more fitting place to put those cards. And TCGDude, I know he's personally got a lot of very, let's say, fringe interests. And I think some of those would be very well showcased in a Secret Lair. Stuff like The Mask, right?
Yeah,
it's got an incredible comic volume behind it. And I think that's a great place to put it. TCGDude, you've been quite quiet the whole time. And I would love to hear more about your idea for a great Secret Lair.
Thanks, guys. I have been a little quiet. I'm over here listening to y'all and actually testing out a budget.
He pooped once. Don't give him a problem about it. I won't, Brian.
Oh gosh. I mean, realistically though, I'm excited to go to MagicCon just because it's, one of those pilgrimages, right? One of those things that people just really look forward to, save up a lot of money and invest time into. And I'm about that. But as far as seeing stuff, the previews are going to be nice. So seeing cards ahead of time before the general public does is going to be fun. Seeing the content creators, like I'll be participating Saturday in the professor's pre-release.
Oh, bro, you should start a fight with somebody. Like, just push him a little bit once, like right in the chat. No, sorry, go ahead.
Not and say we did. Let's not and say we did.
Yeah, but you couldn't get it on video.
Oh my gosh! And then be banned from events for the rest of my life.
Yeah, no thanks.
Oh
but so what would you want to see though? You're going, so you get to see it all firsthand. But if you weren't going, what would you want to see? So we have previews, for sure.
I want to see like really cool, unique art and like cards that are off the wall. Like honestly, the window shopping, when people scan the cases and show off stuff that's really cool, it's very fascinating because that's not this kind of product that you get to see in town, in at least my neck of the woods, typically.
All right, so it's
well,
definitely.
Now speaking of that's interesting. There are very rarely huge Magic the Gathering events, even within the U.S. And I know Hellwheeler, as you said, you're overseas. Do you get often to go to any large event with Magic the Gathering?
I have to say I am a con virgin in all of them. I've never been to a MagicCon, a Comic Con, any of those ones. I really want to, but yeah, I think there might be a few in the UK. There was Comic Con in London, but London for me, navigating around is hell on wheels, literally. The capitals.
Ah, see what you did there, girl.
London Hell Wheeler. That's no fun in a wheelchair.
No.
Even in something as sophisticated as my electric, I wouldn't want to be roaming around in London in my electric
It's
unless
just
I knew specifically where I.
Well, just got to make sure you're on the wrong side of the road.
Get out of the way. They
just make sure you're on the wrong side of the road.
Straight at you. It's
wait,
like,
so it's not about like tubes or lift. It's literally crowds.
Yeah.
So no, I want to go to something like that, but unfortunately, I have not yet managed to.
Yeah.
Do they not like, give you like a preference or anything? Here stateside, we make quite a convenience for people with a disability with mobility. Do they not give that same convenience to you?
There is some. I haven't looked too much into it, but beforehand it was sort of just.
And I do not want to put you on the spot. If you're uncomfortable, certainly just say so, and we can stop.
That's fine. No, beforehand I hadn't really thought of doing it much. I didn't think I would be up for it and things. I've recently got a power attachment though I can add to my chair, which would make it 10 times easier. Plus, who's going to stand in front of this powering down like almost?
Oh, you got one of those cow plows in the front.
Oh, I should so get one if I ever went to like a Comic-Con or something.
No, I thought you were in the UK though. Where's your Lance? I thought.
Oh, that's. I just thought of a great role play for you. Just like choose a vehicle from Magic. You know, it just dress up as like the magical hearse or whatever. Like you could be the whole vehicle, like be on wheels, make that whole the character. Oh, I see something for you, girl.
Yeah. He could go like dress Joan of Arc, you know, but in your wheelchair with a lance. Just people are like, what?
Well, that's the thing. It's like you have a larger
control.
I was just gonna say you have a larger wheelbase, so like you could do like you as Joan of Arc, and then have the platform of all the burning pikes underneath. Like you have more access than a lot of people. Like you've got some like area you can work on. Like, I see this for you. I'll work on this. I got something. I got a thought
some interesting cosplay for you for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I love what you've got a lot of access. You too, Dan. I'm not going to discredit you.
I just had the mental imagery of Jess at MagicCon, and she's in her powered attachment wheelchair doohickey, and she's got herself a sword, and she's like, "Out of my way, you bloody Americans! I will kill you."
Well, if you have a lance too, or like, you know, a pike, whatever, it helps with crowd control because, you know, like out of the way, are you gonna get poked? Get out, move.
Well, to be fair, later on in the night, there's a lot of MagicCon kids who's gonna get what?
Whoa, he now. Anyways, moving on.
Speaking of this, before you remember it, you should write this down, DJ. Not to forget your, you know, to basically flaunt your disability card.
Oh, dude, that's like a golden pass, man. I mean, I'm not in a wheelchair, but you know, I got my cane. You go up to was it ADA or what is that, Dan? You know, you check in at Will Call, and then
the ADA,
is ADA?
ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act.
Yeah, so there's like an ADA booth or, you know, help. And you go up there, and sometimes they give you a sticker, or, you know, if there's an event, or, you know, because I can't stand in the lines for these artists, you know, I'll say, hey, you know, help me out here. I don't want to cut or anything, but, you know, can I get a chair and just kind of mark my spot? Sometimes the artist will just say, hey, bring them over, you know, sign real quick, and then, you know, it doesn't hold up the line.
When I did Comic-Con,
Mark Bull,
when I did Comic-Con in New York, my former fiance had her ADA paperwork and everything that she brought with her, and pretty much we did Comic-Con, and pretty much she was walking. She's a walker, you know, but you know, she has severe panic attacks and whatnot, and so like it made it an issue. We actually had somebody walk us to the meet and greets.
Nice.
And it's with the ADA requirements, sometimes they just let you skip the line.
I know most places do make accommodations, and I'm certainly gonna now. I've got the extra sort of bit of power, so I could probably survive an entire day of wandering around rolling around one of these places. I'm gonna look into finding them more, and they do normally have some accommodations which are like, obviously at your theme parks you'll have it where maybe there's an app or something that you'll wait in a virtual queue. Is a lot of some of the.
Is it more availability or accommodation for you? Like, are they just rare, or are you unable to get to them?
I think there's just less of them in the UK. Like I think there's only maybe a couple a year.
Well, that's interesting. One
Whereas
of the big,
I think a lot more, and you've got more comic shops and things that are specific towards that kind of genre and that interest, which we don't so much.
That's a great point. I mean, in Japan, Magic the Gathering was recently rated the number 8 trading card game. So it's very understandable that you do not see a lot of that overseas. For us, overseas, of course, in your homeland, in the UK, that it's not as prevalent as it is here. I know miniature gaming is far more a local gaming store staple than it is here.
We've got Warhammer stores. But we don't have like trading card stores. So I don't. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of many places without you actually having to travel for a certain distance, which I know for you guys is not very much, as it sounds like I can cross the country in the amount of time it takes you to get to Vegas.
Well, Jess, I know that in the UK, when people think of cards, especially in the UK, they're thinking of playing card because that type of thing originated or was made more popular. Wasn't originated, but made more popular in the UK. The whole Lewis Carroll thing and everything with all that, and that was made more popular. So when they think of cards, they're thinking of playing cards and not stuff like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh. All that kind of stuff.
I told my parents that I'd done a YouTube channel which had videos about this new card game, and then when they think of cards, they think of your normal aces. 1, 2, 3.
Bridge stuff like space.
Deck. But trying to explain it to them, you can't. The only one we really have easy accessible is Pokemon, and that's for like buying the packs.
But all I can think of when I think of Lewis Carroll and cards and stuff, all I can think of is way too much DHT.
What? Okay. So here a good question, Kevin Hine. We'll go to the open forum, but please do, if you guys catch this later, write in the comments what you would like to see from Vegas. I'm just trying to gauge some interest. I will be hardcore working the whole event, networking, getting cards into people's hands, to obviously promote the channel. But, I do want to have some ideas of stuff that I can actually cover. So if you guys can later, or also in the chat, because Dan's helping me write some notes down for some ideas to do outside of the networking. So but Kevin Hine here says is anyone looking forward to Foundations? Me personally, I am like I'm very similar to Twitter, and he wants to know what other people are interested in, and then he'll respond and buy, accordingly. So I personally don't feel a lot or excited for Foundations to where I would put the effort out to track down the best price and do the work that I do in the background to secure these boxes for battles and all that. So I don't think that it's worth all that effort at the moment. I don't think there's a lot of people that want to jump in these battles, so I'm not sure. But our guy TCGDude here is stoked for it, so cool. And Coach is kind of he'll wait and see. I mean, most people are wait and see if the spoilers really brings anything to the table, and then there'll be interest then. But all the deals, of course, are months in advance and on flash sales and all that. I try to get people to get in on that discount, but no one was interested, so I'm not going to push it. But yeah, so hurry up and wait.
I think that's smart. That's probably smart because for me, as someone who spends far too much annually on Magic, there seems to be two different types of aspect on Foundations as a whole.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's worth buying collector boxes, or are you interested in anything else?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, collectors, I wouldn't mind cracking, but if there's interest there, I know a lot of my battles don't go off because I don't have it immediately right there in hand at the pre-order. But at least that people jump in on the pre-order battle. We get the money, we order the box, everything's done. But Brian, I'm glad that you expressed interest. That's cool. But so that's 1 out of what, 8 or 10 for the battle.
I like the idea of the Foundations, but right now, because of what I've said that I would do, is I'm not making any more purchases of Magic until the unbanning happens, and I'm waiting to see what happens here before and shortly thereafter. Magic.
You might be waiting a while. You might be waiting a while then, because they banned a lot of these cards for good reason. And if you've been reading the articles that I've been seeing about these bannings, no matter how much the fans say they're going to unban real quick, they're not. These articles are giving legit reasons why these cards are banned. And if you're not going to buy because that's banned, fine, just keep your current deck. But just to be honest with you, they're making decisions for the game's future, not for your future in the game. And so I don't think they're going to be unbanning some of these cards anytime soon.
That's a bad way of doing business, because they're gonna lose business, because I'm going to recommend to people to, and publicly, I will say it on my channel and right here, not to buy any more Magic the Gathering products from anywhere to starve their business until they realize they made a mistake. They let this community people make a mistake, and they had no oversight from WotC, and they made a critical error, and people made threats, and that's unacceptable.
Well, that's unacceptable on the fan side. It's not unacceptable for WotC. That's unacceptable for fans, not for WotC. It's a great decision for WotC. It's a great business decision for WotC. And I'm going to be honest. How? They're making money hand over fist. WotC is going to make money hand over fist, dude.
Calm down. Both of you, calm down.
Having death threats being made to people.
That's on the fans, dude. That's not on WotC. That's on the fans.
Okay.
That's on fans.
One, Brian, that is on the fans. Secondly, they pin the focus back to that, not to the issue at hand.
100% clarity though. I think it is good for the viewership of Magic the Gathering as a whole. If anything, this is similar to the sale of a high price alpha Black Lotus.
Right.
The stewardship of the game now changing hands from a third party to the producers of the game.
Yeah.
This is certainly a huge thing for Magic the Gathering. Whether or not it's a good or a bad thing, that is not the discussion. This is just a landmark moment. And I think going forward, we're going to see absolutely a different stewardship of the product line as well. We have always seen a directed line of products and generations of cards aimed at Commander players. And now that Wizards of the Coast has a hand in what does or does not get banned, I personally do not think we will see much of a change at all, Brian.
I don't think they're going to unban.
Well, that's the big thing. Is why change? Last year they made $1 billion. Why would they change anything? This was all a response to public outcry and public absurdity. This was a way to protect people that voluntarily helped them make our fun more fun. I think this was a great move from the producers of this game, from Hasbro, from Wizards of the Coast in general. This was a good move. People said, I'm really scared. People are angry. They're threatening me about being part of this community. I can't take that anymore. I want to step away. But they did not let Commander fail. They said, hey, you guys, you should take it over. And we've seen a lot from Gavin Vierheg from the last 20 years of him producing sets. I don't think that we're going to see a detriment for Magic the Gathering with Wizards of the Coast now being the leaders of Commander. And again, I want to harken back. I will say, one of the two people that made Commander, Gavin Duggan and Sheldon Menery, we had a podcast with Gavin Duggan. We got to talk with him for like 90 minutes. Check out our channel, Cardboard Odysseys, if you want to see the playback. But he helped us with some of the decisions on how we made Commander raids. The stewardship of the game is not going into undept hands. They're just different people now helping you with this product line.
Agreed.
And again, they're just selling you shit. This is a company. Like, they want you to have a great product so you keep buying it. Whether it's here, whether it's in the United Kingdom, they want to expand to Australia. They want to print this shit in Spanish, in simplified Chinese. They want everybody to buy this. And if they make a bad product, no one will.
How many languages have they printed Magic in so far? Out of curiosity,
they had to reduce them. That's the crazy thing. They printed them in so many languages for so many people. They had to dial it back.
Right.
They had three different languages, three different versions of Chinese they used to print, and now it's just dialed back to one.
So what I'm hearing from this, and this is what I'm hearing, and this is the way I gather it, is a strategic business decision in order to keep making sales. Because once you've bought a card, you're not going to buy that card again unless you need to replace that card. So in order to keep making sales, they have to keep doing this and doing it over and over again and improving their game by banning cards, by changing cards, by changing the rules, saying how much mana has to be put out for a certain thing. And they constantly, this is a game that's been in complete flux of growing for 30 years. Now think about that. For almost 30 years, this game has been growing and changing because it's a game that has to grow and it has to keep going. And if they don't supply these changes, when people break, when the cards are broken, and it's like, yeah, of course you want this broken card because you can board wipe every time. Of course you want that. You want to be able to do that. Of course you want to be able to win. But it's not fair to the game by putting a card that's broken out there and not having these cards make a game that legitimately works. It is strategic, it's great game planning, and it's great business.
Well, if that's the way things are going to have to go, how am I going to enjoy the game if the cards that I love are no longer legal? It's like
Rule Zero at home table.
Trash, shut my channel down and say good day, good night, goodbye, everyone. It doesn't matter.
It's the same thing as my ex-girlfriend. Legally, I wasn't supposed to yell at her as much as she liked when I did.
What?
Like, in all honesty, Brian, it comes down to Rule Zero. Like, set a safe board, have a discussion with your friends, and say, this is how I want to have fun.
Yes.
And DJ is going to say, hey, man, I'm running a Wind Force deck this isn't the same power level. Whether you say tier 1, tier 4, power level 7 or 10, there has to be a discussion of how you want to have fun. When me and Hellwheel, like when we talk, and it's like, hey, how do you want to interact tonight? Is this going to be a fun time? Or do you want to play wheels all night? I get what you're doing, girl. This is funny, but like, this isn't fun for me. Like, it's a great meme deck, but when Bob plays Hug, there's no actual end. So we have to have the rule zero of like, how do you want to have fun? Whether or not it's proxies or fake cards, new stuff, old stuff, you can play alpha decks, and I could have a bad time.
I see where you're coming from, Pat, and you know, this goes to the conversation. There's a difference between your home game and your uncertified games in comparison to your tournament games, which have these, which say they're placing these rules for tournament games. These tournament games do not affect your local home game and fun for play games. These rules are affecting tournament rules. They're not affecting you as a player playing with your friends and collecting your cards. And no one's telling you that you need to change with the times. What we're telling you is that well, particularly WotC or Magic or Hasbro, whoever has their hands particularly in that IP. They're telling you that this is just the rules that we're having for sanctioned games. This and so rule zero all you want. You know,
that's it. House rules. It's house rules.
Right.
It's their house rules. When I'm at Brian's house, he says, "Hey man, everybody plays Simic."
Right.
And it's a great time. All the power. When I go to TCGDude, he says everybody has to play a land per turn. If you don't, you lose 5 life. And that's his house rules. When I play with WotC, they say X, and then next year it's X plus Y. Okay, cool. If I want to play in sanctioned tournaments, that's how I play. I agree to those house rules. When I go to my LGS, I play with their house rules. When Brian, back in the day, he went to his LGS and they said, you have to have the real card, show it to us, and we'll certify you. That was their house rules.
Yeah.
Our house rule. Like, I feel you, Dan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, say for example, you go to Vegas, right, and you're playing poker, and you're like, well, I just want to proxy out my cards. You know, you come into a Vegas casino and you pull out your own card out of your sleeve. You know, you're gonna get booted out real quick, possibly even beat the tar out of you. You know, I'm just saying. You know, you know, they're you know, I'm not saying that you should beat the tar out of somebody who's using proxies. I'm just saying you step into the wrong house and you're pulling proxies out, you're pulling cards that are banned, you're pulling whatever. And, you know, you're asking for people going, what? You don't like the rules the way they're set? And if you don't like the rules, and there's a point that was brought up here by Coach's Magic, you know,
thank you, Robin.
It might seem like
constant always. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you're checking every Thursday, you get another live stream. So fresh content.
Yeah, Coach's Magic made a good point up in there that said that WotC is abusing you to a certain degree, but they're making a business decision to abuse you because they know you're going to spend the money. But that is on the other side of the spectrum where it is absolutely a good point. You got to make a healthy relationship with MTG and yourself, and also MTG with your gaming style, a healthy relationship with MTG or any other TCG that you're playing, whether it be Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, local TCG. You got to make these healthy relationships on that, and you got to go, okay, this is where I can play here, this is where I can play there, and this is where I can play there, and that they're, you know, it's only about that tournament aspect that and sanctioned events that they're placing these rules upon you. Major League Baseball does the same thing.
Commander is never. There are no official, and to this date, there are no official.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's exactly the point, right, Brian?
EDH games.
How much sanctioned Commander is there? If there is none.
Right. There will be soon.
If over 99% of Commander games are not air quotes sanctioned or controlled by Wizards of the Coast, who then are they controlled by? You, your pod, the people that are players. So TCGDude is the guy who sanctions that play experience. Hellwheeler, therefore, she is then the sanctioner of that event. She decides the 3 other people and how she interacts with them. Or 10. Maybe she wants to have a gangbusters game and everybody goes buck nutty. And she's got 5 other folks with her on her side, and it's a 6 versus 6 headed giant. If that's how they want to play, well, fuck all. Let them do it. Like, that's more power to them. How about last time I played with Big Box Dave, we had a Time Spiral Remastered draft, except we could choose any one card to be a commander. A land, a common, an enchantment. I chose Land of War Elves as a commander. You know how broke that game was? You know how fun it was? That's the thing we're talking about, is they can't tell me to have fun. And I think that's the antithesis of this discussion.
Right.
Is
exactly.
Yeah.
And plus, on top of that, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say the shock level is yes, of course, there's always been Rule 0, right? Rule 0 is important, sure. But just be able to grab a deck, show up at a store and play it. And now you're told you can't play it at that store because certain cards in your deck have been banned. Yeah, you can just throw in a land, I guess. But I mean, if that's integral to your deck, it's going to hurt. It's going to suck. Like, I didn't know, I'm not glued to YouTube 24/7 and know about all the rules. Right. So, hey, it does suck in that regard, and I feel for everyone that lost money in that. As far as tournaments go, with WotC involved, there might be more actual command. They're really trying to do something competitive, or have in-store events or events for Commander. It's hard to manage. That's why they haven't really pushed forward with it, because how are they going to manage? They'd have to have a dedicated judge posted at each pod watching every single thing, and they don't have that resource. So how are they going to manage a Commander tournament?
This brings up what DJ is saying. Brings up a very valid point. I was at my play group one Monday, and we were playing 60 card, and I have an angel deck, and I had, I collect angels from all over. I had a card in there. It was from Commander Legends. And when I played it, they said, "Oh no, you can't play this because this is not for Commander." Where did they get that? They get that from WotC rules. They say WotC can't. They're not saying that. They're saying that that's not legal. But who says it's legal? WotC says it's legal.
The IP holder.
Where does Rule 0 come from? Where are the bases for Rule 0?
Rule 0 comes from, well, in the long run, the whole concept of Rule 0, because your own community here, the Magic community has explained Rule 0 to me to an extent, and pretty much Rule 0 is the equivalent. Okay, you ever play Monopoly, and you go to somebody's house, and every time you pass go, somebody throws money into the center of the ring, and then you hit free parking, and then you all of a sudden get a whole bunch of free money? Well, see, that's the equivalent of Rule 0. It's a house rule. It's not a sanctioned rule. There is no Rule 0 in the actual game. This is a house rule.
From the way I'm taking it, Rule 0 just sounds like common courtesy, making sure everyone's on the same page as to what kind of game they're playing tonight.
Thank you. But there has to be some where do people get the guidelines for their house rules?
Absolutely. Yeah, Brian, there is a standardization of how we play Commander. Absolutely. 100-card deck, singleton format, and we look at air quote banned Commander cards. Most of the time when we look on Moxfield, a TCG player will even tell you banned in Commander, things like that.
Yeah.
But you also have that discussion. There are cards that are not banned in Commander that are not acceptable at my house.
Yeah.
You have to take your shoes off, and you cannot bring in Turgid.
Yeah.
Right. And you can,
Exactly.
and if you're at Jess's house, you can only play cat cards.
No.
And
Only
again,
I can play cat cards.
Oh,
You
only
can't
Jess
play
can. Only Jess can play cat cards. Sorry.
And
okay,
to your point, girl, like there's that separation of what other people say is the standard way to play and how our group of friends want to have fun together. And that is rule 0.
Can I make
a standard? Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying it. Just to make it be said, in the long run, nobody can tell you how to play personally. They could, and you're gonna be playing this game. Most of the time you're playing the game, unless you're a tournament person who goes strictly out for tournaments. And I don't play home games unless I'm teaching somebody or I'm hanging out with my friends. I'm some of these people, I hear them talk, and I strictly play tournaments is what they tell me. Some people have told me since I joined your community, I strictly play tournaments. So those people are the people who's keeping up on what's legal and constantly changing their decks to follow what's legal. Now, unless you have that house rule, nobody can tell you how to play except for you until you get into that tournament format. And nobody's going to take that fun away from you. Make your deck with classic cards. Make your deck with banned cards. And unless somebody in the pod that you're playing with in your home game has a problem with it, there is no need to worry about it because it's not going to affect your gameplay at home. In the long run, these are just tournament guidelines. For sanctioned events. So, and I mean, unless you're going to your LGS store, I mean, how many people do you have at your LGS store? My LGS store can probably fit about 20 people max.
Even then, like, no matter how many people can fit in it, how many sanctioned events are there for Commander?
Right.
There aren't any sanctioned events for Commander.
There will be, though. Now that WotC has their hands fully in that
that's
pot.
What people are saying, but if that happens, and that throws this whole discussion into where's the framework, and they're putting this framework thing. You can't have these cards. We're going to have these sanctioned tournaments, and if we have a sanctioned tournament,
it feels like they announced an egg without a chicken. Like they said, here's a product, but they had no way to get it to market. Like that's realistically what this is to me. Is they said, here's a pipe dream, and we really care for it, and it's going to be sanctioned Commander events, and we are going to be the stewards of it. And here's the most shoddy idea we can throw at it, and within 24 hours. Brian from Tulane Community College had a better idea. And again, it comes down to people who play the game that decide how they play the game. And again, I hate to say it twice, but TCGDude has a great idea on this, and he's been kind of quiet tonight.
No, I'm just chilling, bro. Honestly, I'm working on this budget deck, bro. Okay, so I don't know how much everybody's a fan of Sealed, right? Pre-release or whatever. But I did have the
I don't prefer it Sealed, but she does.
Fair. Go ahead, TCGDude.
Yeah, so I actually happened to build a deck that featured Say Its Name and Altenac from the most recent Duskmourn set. and happened to win a match by getting, doing the thing, right, with exiling the 3 Say Its Name and playing Altenac for free. And so I've actually built a budget deck, and man, sometimes it's all about the love of the game. It's not always about, what everybody's hooplawing about. If you can just go along to get along. Oh, okay, so Soul Ring's not allowed here at this, event. All right, well, what's the replacement? You know what I'm saying? But
that's really a great point. I started talking with Bob and Matt about doing a beta draft. We're all going to proxy the cards. We're going to make a whole box of proxies, packs and everything, right? A faked up experience. But the idea of it is a super low power draft experience. And just like you're saying, TCGDude, it's about the acceptance of the environment that you're playing in. These are the things that we're going to do. This is how we have agreed to have fun.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't want to have to go through, the whole Rule Zero stuff. They follow, like I said, the square guidelines that WotC puts out and say this is how you're supposed to play Magic. This is how the game this is how we want you to play the game.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of shitty drivers too, Brian. Just because that's the way that the manual says to drive doesn't mean that's the real world experience. I understand.
Yeah, but how many times
says,
you get in trouble because you break the real world experience?
That's exactly 100% what I mean. Wizards of the Coast says Izoria's control is okay. It's not. And that's the real world experience. They say it's okay, but you don't even need to have a turn 0. You say, I got a blue-white control deck. All sorts of fuck you. Wizard says it's fine. No one else says it's it's okay. And that's a left on red situation.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I really just feel like a lot of these arguments are coming from Commander players more than constructed or tournament, grinder type players. Sorry, no offense to y'all. But
no, I love that aspect. Respect it.
The constructed is constructed. Everybody that is a part of that format is familiar with the rules, and there's no benefit to arguing it, right? Because they're barking up the wrong tree. There's no tree to bark up because the rules are the rules for constructed.
Right. That's your turn 0. Similar to CEDH. Standard players say this is what it is. CEDH players say we will adhere to the rules to the highest aspect that we can. There was no upset with CEDH players with recent bannings. Dockside,
did anybody ever have that toy Barrel of Monkeys? Pat, I'm totally cutting you off rudely. Did anybody ever call that barrel? Yeah, that it's a great thing, right? It's fun until you realize how much of a struggle it is to actually go through with playing with the toy, and that's what WotC did. They took on the Barrel of Monkeys, aka Commander. It is doable. There is rules that can be made for it.
Dude, Coach has the sickest things in chat. How, DJ, can you block that? Oh no, that's gross. That's the worst. Oh, you sick bastard. Tap to block. Ristic study never triggers. These are all terrible things to say out loud. I wish they were never in text.
Right. So, guys, it's been really fun, and I know we can go for hours, but we do have to wrap up here soon.
We could, 2 already.
Yeah, big announcement this Saturday. Please tune in. We have some cheap games. I'm trying to raise some funds to be able to buy a ton of giveaways from MagicCon. 570 MTG, big shout out to him. He supplied the $5 stud or dud game. It's pretty sweet. It's $5. You could win a cool pack or a dud. But we also have a raffle going on. It's only $5 to get in. We have about 8 spots left there, and it's for some really cool cards. So please do tune in this Saturday. I'm going live at 4:20 my time, so that's 7:20 for your East Coast heads. Bring a little cash, and yeah, man. I appreciate the help. Usually, all the expenses and everything for the channel falls on me, so I need a little help. And you guys can also walk away with some sweet loot. If you guys are seeing the thing down at the bottom.
And of course, anybody that's not able to partake in that raffle and giveaway participation event, you can still become a channel member and get a lot of perks and benefits. Just check out the links below, and you too can become one of the long hair community.
Oh yeah, squirrel baby.
Secondary
yeah.
shill.
So yes. So speaking of shilling, Hail Wielder, you just started a channel. And you're doing pretty good. Throw that link in the comments there, or if you don't mind, on YouTube. Put a link to your channel. And yeah, shill, baby, go.
Well, yeah. Tomorrow I have Question Chaos coming up, and this week it's going to be a super special one because we are having the one and only Tuffy with us.
Nice.
We love Tuffy here.
Yeah. So that means we get to grill him on everything, including the just released for pre-order Horror House set, which I've already managed to get my order in. So, and I'm told this is meant to be released sometime early December. So it looks like I've just ordered myself my birthday present. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Did you order my birthday present too?
That's like a year away now, isn't it? We've missed yours.
Yeah, too bad, too sad. Bye. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, we have that tomorrow.
Nice.
I believe there'll still be league games on Saturday.
Okay.
It's normally in the gameplay, and then it's the podcast again every Wednesday with that wonderful head in the jar up there.
Perfect. Brian, you got a channel?
Oh my God, she said head in a jar, and I looked at my freezer.
Whoa!
Let me out. It's cold in here.
That poor squirrel on your UFO next to you. It must be freezing.
Yeah, I just want to say, I feel like I'm the first one Hell Wheeler, so just like mark that on the list. You know, you'll get that. I feel as though you'll do very well. I want to see you continue doing good, but I was the first one with head in the freezer.
Yeah, nice. All right, let's go. Move on over to TCGDude. It's time to chill.
Yo, what up, everybody?
Where's that OnlyFans link, TCGDude?
Hey, man, you know, wintertime is around the corner, and I'm going to have to stay warm. So,
hey,
you know,
bro, not a shower. Hashtag.
You never know, bro. You never know. Times are going to get tough. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, really, though, hey, man, I'm Alex, the TCG dude, out here keeping the magic alive the best I can. I have a magic parody on my channel if you are into funny music kind of thing called My Hand. Awesome song. I recently just built this budget deck I was mentioning for the third time now, and I'm gonna totally put a video out for that because honestly, people need an entry point into Magic, right? This game is expensive, and there's a lot of different ways to play it. So if you're gonna just hop on Arena for the first time, you're gonna need yourself a starter deck. Well, your boy just built a starter deck, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so
I like your presentation here too. On the right side, very old school. I like this.
Yeah, you know, we make do around here. So, anywho's, yeah, man, if you like music, got it. If you like gameplay, it's coming up. And currently, if you're wanting Magic, I got that going too. Core set, box battle series. These are
and
Japanese
if you want foot stuff, hit the links below.
Yeah.
No, not yet. Not yet. Sorry, too early.
Okay. And yeah, man, I got a Discord link. I'll just put it in the chat there. Pretty much $30 out the door is going to get you 5 packs guaranteed, and we're battling for high-low CMC to win an extra 3. So yeah, man, you want to flex out your standard or modern or whatever, man? We got a lot of cards in those boxes, so hit me up.
Hell yeah! All right, Brian, your turn here.
Well, I'm not doing so much right now on my channel.
Okay.
With foundations coming out, with things coming out with MagicCon, you'll be seeing a lot more content, especially toward the end of the month.
Nice,
but I do play Magic here in my local community on Mondays, and I also do late night EDH on Sunday nights, which makes my Mondays.
We are playing this Sunday. The next Sunday, maybe not, but this Sunday we're playing.
Which makes my Mondays all the more long because I'm coming off of late night EDH, and in the mornings I have to go to wound care.
Oh boy,
for spots on my legs. So that's usually Monday mornings, and then Monday late afternoon and into the night I go to my play group and play there.
Nice.
And then of course I'm trying to stay up with all my different TV shows and stuff that I watch. And now that I'm back in the TV season, the fall TV season, I am packed to the gills. But I still,
I see what you did there. Gills, Giles, it's so close. I like that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you, Brian. Thanks for sharing the link there. I know TCGDude, you are attending MagicCon. Yeah, please DM. Interested in me?
Yeah, I did just post that in there. Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you, DJ. Appreciate you, homie.
Yeah. All right. So, Pat, shill time, baby.
Bro, I ain't got chill shit. I'm gonna be famous as fuck. I'm gonna talk to you next week, though.
All right, fair. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, please tune in this Saturday. If you got a few bucks to spare, really cheap games. Cheap. We're almost done with the raffle. Got some great prizes on there. Also, if you guys are into the big brooch size mystery pins that look like this. They do a special series every con. So this one, you can see this one's Wilds of Eldraine, but they're gonna have pins that are related to Dustmourn. So some cool horror pins. We're doing that basically. If you guys jump in, if 10 people jump in and want to get the mystery pins, I'm gonna bring it back like this. Let me know if you want to crack it, or I'll send it. But if we get 10 in, I have this meme here. The meme. Right there, still about 60-ish bucks or whatever. But if we get 10 in, we'll do a raffle or not raffle, but the extra $5 or whatever is going towards that. One person might get luck out in winning that. So that good times. But yeah, do tune in this Saturday for sure.
Ooh, I got a sound effect real quick.
So
I
need that. Yeah.
So I take it I'm chopped liver. I
we're
take it I'm chopped liver.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Good Lord. Hey, by the way,
you don't need as much attention as the rest of us.
Exactly.
I was just gonna say, shout out to the extortionist, my ex-wife.
I was quoting your ex-wife on that, and tell you the truth, since Jess already shilled for me, I don't have to shill. But I did want to say, when it comes down to Patty McPat, I am proof that he has gotten good head in a freezer. I mean, what?
I mean, you know.
And on top of that, why am I the only person subscribed to TCGDude's wiki feed account? You know, somebody's got to join me in being subscribed to TCGDude's wiki feed.
That's right.
As the hashtag says, 2 feet, 1 account.
I'll actually just let y'all know, just on a funny note. You'd be
oh, dude, God, where's this going?
You'd be fine what you'd find. You'd be surprised what you'd find on the hub, bro. Honestly, there's commander gameplay. There's commander gameplay, bro. I kid you not.
You say that, but you'd be surprised what you find on Amazon.
All right, guys.
With you.
Hashtag stay tuned, like, subscribe, hit the bell.
Yeah.
Oh, dear sweet God.
Stay, afterwards, guys, but we're going to go ahead and go. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out. It's been a very interesting and fun show for sure. And we'd love to see you not back next Thursday. I'll be doing some live stuff, but the following Thursday we'll be back on the regular schedule of every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Catch you next time and stay awesome. Hopefully see you Saturday, man. It's going to be fun. Bye.